GLP-1s don't just suppress your appetite. They quietly shut off your thirst too. And that's where people start losing muscle without realizing it. Everyone's talking about muscle loss on GLP-1s, but nobody's talking about the second signal that disappears underneath it. And that second signal is why so many people are doing everything right and still feeling off. I know this because I lived it. And if we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Dawn. Welcome to Beyond Optimal. I was losing weight, it was working. And underneath that win, I was quietly losing muscle, running chronically dehydrated, and feeling foggy in a way I kept blaming on everything else. Sleep, stress, just life. It wasn't any of those things. Here's the first signal that went quiet. I had built water into my life, almost a gallon a day, not because I was constantly thirsty, but because I had made it a priority. It was just what I did. When I started a GLP-1, that quietly fell away. I dropped to barely 40 ounces and didn't even notice it was happening. Nothing told me to stop, the habit just disappeared along with the drive behind it. GLP-1 suppress thirst signals. That's documented, but nobody hands you that information when you start. Dehydration mimics hunger. When your body is running low on water, it sends signals that feel like food cravings. So you're already dealing with suppressed appetite, already trying to make good food choices, and underneath all of that, your body's sending you signals you can't read correctly anymore. You're making decisions based on bad information, and you feel completely fine. That's the part that gets people. You don't feel hydrated, you just slowly stop functioning at the level you're capable of, and you can't figure out why. And I want to say something about water. It doesn't have to be plain water. It's not a magic number you hit or fail. Water comes from food, from other beverages, from lots of places. This isn't about a rigid rule. It's about awareness, because right now your body isn't asking. So you have to start paying attention in a way you didn't have to before. Now the second signal, when appetite drops on a GLP-1, protein is the first thing to go. Not because you decided to skip it, because nothing is pulling you toward it anymore. Protein takes attention even when you're hungry. And when you're barely hungry, you default to whatever feels easiest and lightest. A little of this, a little of that. Tell yourself you're fine because you're not that hungry anyways. And your muscles are still waiting, still sending you requests. You just can't hear them over the quiet the medication created. I lost muscle I had worked hard to build. Got a little softer, more foggy. It wasn't a dramatic moment. It was just a slow realization that something had shifted. Underneath all that progress I thought I was making. Here's a reframe. You didn't fail your GLP-1. Your GLP-1 changed the signals you rely on. And when the signals change, your old habits don't automatically follow. You have to rebuild them on purpose. That's not a willpower conversation. That's a signal conversation. And that's a completely different place to start from. So here's what I did. And I want to show you how simple this was. So actually about just 2 weeks ago, I started walking a couple miles a day at the park. And while I was there, as I made some rounds, there was a bench. So I would do about 40 push-ups every round. And then I do some tricep dips, nothing fancy, no gym, no hour-long workout, no hiring a trainer. Just that movement told my body, hey, we're still here. We still need this. And through the week, I'd pick up weights, maybe a 10-minute here, 10-minute there, a basic arm workout. Nothing that would impress anyone. Sporadic and perfect. Consistent enough, and I'm already feeling it. My arms, the energy, the way my body feels when I move. 2 weeks of small signals, and my body's already responding. Your body's not working against you. It was never broken. It adapted to the medication. And the moment you start giving it the right signals again, even small ones, it responds fast, faster than you think. The same is true for protein. You don't have to overhaul everything. You just have to start making it a signal you send on purpose. Whatever you eat first, make it the highest protein option you can. 30 grams before anything else, if you can get there. Not because your body is asking, because it needs it and it stopped knowing how to ask. This isn't a discipline problem. It's a signal problem. And signal problems have signal solutions. Your body was waiting. You just had to show up. And when you do, even a little, it meets you there. Drop a comment and tell me where you are in this, because this is exactly the conversation Beyond Optimal exists to have. If this resonated, you know what to do. Until next time.